Hey, it's Mike from Hansen Fitness for Golf here in Southern California, and in this video I'm going to go over the most important physical screen that you can do if you're a golfer, and it's called the overhead deep squat. And it's my favorite because I can check every stability, mobility in all the joints in your body, and it can tell me a lot. But what I want to do today is not go really in depth on every little joint, but I'm going to give you 3 exercises that you can do that if you had issues with it or problems with doing the overhead deep squat, you can do these 3 exercises and it's going to make everything better in that squat. And the way that transfers over into your golf swing is the guys at TPI, the Titleist Performance Institute, studied a ton of professional golfers and amateur golfers, and they've found that 99% of the people that can't do the overhead deep squat will have the early extension fault. And that's where when you come down on your downswing, your hips come forward instead of sitting back and through. So it's a very important test, and these 3 exercises are really important to do as well. So first, let's look at the test. So what we want to do is take your 5-iron, create 90-degree angles in your elbows with the club on your head. Then you're going to push the club straight up over your head. Keep your feet about shoulder width apart with your heels on the ground, and then we're going to squat down, keeping this club between your heels and toes. So we don't want it to go forward this way, like this. We don't want it to go forward, and we want to make sure you can keep your heels on the ground and not fall over backwards. So some of you may have had those, so these 3 exercises are definitely going to help you. All right, so for the first exercise, I want you to find something about 3 inches that's going to get your heels elevated, about 3 inches. So we're going to put the heels up. You're going to take your 5-iron with the same grip width. So from here, you're going to squat down, and then you're going to raise the club over your head and then stand. So if you've tried that or you're going to try that, you might be surprised at how far down you can go now, because what we've done is we've added a lot of stability in the back side of the body and kind of taken the ankles out of it. So then so the exercise is going to be start out front, squat down, raise up, and then stand. So you want to do 10 to 15 repetitions of those, and take your time with them because it's doing a lot for you. And then the progression, or how you're going to make it a little bit more difficult, is you're just going to keep lowering that base on your ankles until your foot is flat on the ground. And that may take you a couple weeks to do, but it's definitely going to help you. So for this second exercise, we're going to need a dumbbell or a medicine ball or some type of weight that you can use for counterbalance. So if you thought that the one with the elevated heels was a little bit easy, you can move on to this one. So what you're going to do here is you're going to press the weight out in front of you, squat down as far as you can go, pull the weight in, and then stand. So again, you're going to push it out, squat down, pull the weight in, and then stand. So if you're one that tends to fall over, that may be a little bit more difficult for you, or if you're one that has some limitation in your hips, that might be harder. But work your way up to the repetitions, maybe 10 to 15, and that's definitely going to help you with that overhead deep squat. Okay, so the third and final exercise, this is for more of the advanced. If you thought those other 2 were easy, I'd try this one. If you could do the overhead deep squat, no problem. This one's still going to be a challenge for you. It's going to test every part of your upper back, your core, and your lower body. So what you want to do is take a light resistance band. You're going to anchor it to something a little bit higher. You don't want to anchor it all the way down to the ground. You're going to hold it out in front of you and raise your arms, keeping them straight. From here, you're going to try and keep that same resistance, and then squat down, keeping your weight on your heels, go down, keep the bands back, and then stand. So we're going to come down, we're going to go up, arms straight, squat down, keeping the weight on the heels, up, and the resistance on the band the whole time. That's going to add so much more stability in your golf swing, and if you're one that early extends or your hips come forward, that's definitely going to help you to sit back and clear your hips out through the swing. All right, so if you're like probably about 90% of the clients that I've seen and other golfers out there and found that overhead deep squat was difficult and had some issues and had some aches or pains or couldn't make it all the way down, those 3 exercises are definitely going to help you. They're all progressions. The first one with the heels up is progression number 1. The second one with the dumbbell is progression number 2. And then the one with the band is progression number 3. So work your way up to that last one. And if you haven't done your assessment, I highly recommend going back, doing all those. Check out week 1, week 2, where I cover the hip mobility, hip movement, and then pelvic tilt. That's going to lead right into this overhead deep squat. And then next week, we'll bring you another part of that assessment that's going to help you with exercises that's going to make you play your best golf, give you the best off season this year to play your best golf next year. So check out our blog, hansenfitnessforgolf.com/our blog for our other videos, and then we'll see you next week for the next one.